Alright, Resident Evil 7. That trailer has got a lot of people pissed off right now. Now, that's not the case for me because for me, that trailer was almost perfect. From the music that they used to the man that was standing in the window at the end. When I think Resident Evil, something like this is what I picture in my head. Granted, the first person view will probably piss me off about, but I'm interested in seeing how they plan to work this out. But at the same time, I understand that while this seems like a return to form for me, it might not seem so to other people who are fans of the series. For a whole generation, Resident Evil was not about survival horror. To them, it's more about the action set pieces and a muscle bound Chris Redfield doing cool stuff against Wesker and punching boulders. And for some reason, Jill Valentine being a blonde now. I don't understand that. To them, Resident Evil is an action adventure game with horror elements, and they don't want it to change. They want it to go back to the way that Resident Evil 6 was in 5. And them going back to the horror element roots, I kind of understand them, and I think they do have a valid point. I want you to think of it this way. When Resident Evil stopped being scary, I complained. I didn't like the direction that it was taking for 5 and 6. And now that Resident Evil 7 seems to be going back in the direction of how I originally started playing it, then the generation after me now has a valid point in complaining that it's not like what they grew up on. Because it isn't. They didn't play Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. They didn't play those. And since they didn't play them, Resident Evil for them started at maybe 4 or 5. I'd be amazed if they even played Code Veronica. So them complaining, there's nothing wrong with that. They have every right to. But for me, I was in love with this trailer. There was no talking. All I was left with was questions. What's the story? Who is the guy in the window? What type of virus outbreak is in this game? Because there's always a virus outbreak. That's why it's biohazard in Japan. Who is the main character of this game? Me personally, I'm hoping that it's Leon the Ninja Kennedy and not the bobble-headed new blonde Jill Valentine. Once again, I'm not exactly sure I like the first-person aspect of this game. For some reason, I kinda like Resident Evil as a third-person game. But if they want to go with this decision, then like everything else, it's up to Capcom to prove to me that they can pull it off. Because either way, there are a lot of fans out there asking, what the fuck is this shite? So go ahead, Capcom. You have my attention. And to the rest of you, I'll see you in my next video. Also, please change Jill Valentine back to a redhead. I don't know if you know this about me, but I particularly like Jill Valentine as a redhead. She wasn't a blonde like so many other stereotypical characters. She was the redhead of gaming for a long period of time. So I would appreciate that if they would just get rid of the blonde shite. You can create a new blonde character. Now, why this means so much to me, I don't know, but maybe because Resident Evil 3 is kind of my favorite. And I love Nemesis, so look at me being an old man who doesn't want things to change. Huh, actually, that's kind of like the new generation. They're getting older. They're getting older and they're saying, I don't want it to change. I don't want it to change. Welcome up, fuckers. Welcome up. It's going to be a long ride.